Lucas's comeback and soft reboot. Let's discuss. Firstly, as you know, WayV, NCT, and SuperM's Lucas was on hiatus for almost 2 years due to a scandal. Lucas was supposed to come out with a duet song with fellow member Hendery in Jalapeno right before the release was cancelled due to Lucas's abrupt hiatus. WayV were gearing up for their Phantom album release almost 2 years ago, which WayV themselves confirmed in a recent interview. SM removed Lucas from the album entirely, so that WayV could promote without him, as SM had made a decision to, instead of bringing Lucas back into that particular market, leaning Lucas instead towards international fans, where he still has some goodwill and could be welcomed to a less angry audience. SM decided to have Lucas come back into the public eye via a SuperM comeback for 2023. SuperM is a more international geared group that promotes also in America. Bringing Lucas back first with SuperM, then having a comeback after with either WayV in Autumn or NCT would introduce him back into the Asian market fully this year. SuperM had a whole channel teaser, and Lee Soo-man himself stated plans for a SuperM comeback, as Taemin and Baekhyun would both be back from the military and Kai would be enlisting later in the year and could prepare with the group. However, due to Lee Soo-man's nephew and co-CEO taking over the company, Lee Soo-man abruptly leaving and selling his shares to Hybe, who then sold them to Kakao, what a mess, a SuperM comeback may have been delayed, but was still being prepared. Luckily for Lucas, Lee Soo-man's nephew seems to be a fan and supporter of his, as Lucas made his first facial comeback debut on Lee Soo-man's nephew's Instagram, which was very much a power statement to show the public that Lucas wasn't going anywhere. Lucas posted dance practice videos on his Instagram, so it seemed like he was preparing for something again, perhaps a SuperM comeback. Preparations for comebacks happen months and months before, especially choreography and vocal preparations. For instance, while SuperM were practicing the choreography for their comeback, Lucas and Ten were already filming the Turn Back Time music video, which were months apart. Anyway, SM made a huge gaffe of Kai's enlistment postponement, and because it's SM, they blamed it on the military for changing the rules, which then the military later clarified was not the case and SM was aware of it. So Kai had to abruptly leave, and we were all sad about it, including Kai himself, as he couldn't even appear in the music video for EXO's main title track. In terms of Lucas, his comeback was dependent on a SuperM comeback this year, so since Kai had to abruptly enlist, it effectively has cancelled, or at least postponed, SuperM's comeback. And SM can't make Lucas stay on hiatus for another year or two, and so, without much choice, and not wanting to jeopardize WayV's activities, or reputation, and NCT's as well, SM and Lucas both confirmed that he would no longer be a part of WayV or NCT. However, nowhere did they mention SuperM, which could mean he is still in the group. Depending on how desperately SM need the money, SuperM could theoretically still have a comeback this year. That excludes Kai, or have another SM artist fill in his place, but we'll see. So Lucas is now a solo artist in SM, but what to do? How to softly introduce him back into the public? Well, SM chose a perfect strategy. Every time Lucas posted on his Instagram, he would receive a lot of negative comments along with positive ones. So how about having Lucas post on an app that shields artists from negative comments and penalizes hate speech and screenshots? An app where Lucas can build a relationship once more with his fans and slowly yet surely become more and more active before jumping back onto Instagram. SM announced Lucas would be debuting on Bubble once more. The majority of people who would pay to follow Lucas would be his fans, so the space would overall be positive, and Lucas can cultivate his fan base once more, debuting selfies of himself and over time perhaps mentioning how he's preparing for a comeback or an album. Eventually, Lucas will make his slow return to Instagram since he has millions of followers that are valuable to SM. And since his Love You 3000 vlogs did quite well on WayV's channel, Lucas will most likely open a YouTube channel so he can vlog and connect more with fans and update them for future content, comebacks and music. You're probably thinking, why did SM not just terminate Lucas's contract immediately and be done with him? Well, the main reason is most likely money. Even to this day, anything alluding to Lucas's whereabouts or slight activity during his hiatus made news headlines. Even the announcement of Lucas's bubble made the news. He generates chatter which leads to money for SM. Furthermore, prior to Lucas's hiatus, SM were making bank off of Lucas through all his modeling gigs and ambassadorships. For a foreign artist particularly, the fact that SM picked him to be front and center for things, and even his involvement in SuperM, shows how useful he was for them. Only SM have the numbers and the spreadsheets. hits. But if he wasn't useful to the company, and if they didn't see any worth in him, they would have immediately terminated his contract. So the fact that they were willing to keep him, even in a long hiatus, shows they value him. However, Lucas's future very much depends on how well his solo debut works, and also if companies are willing to have him model for them again. If his music or his content produces high ratings and a high volume of sales, then he'll be safe. He will probably be marketed to the international fan base, as he's even mentioned recently in his bubble that he's learning more English and is practicing. But all of that, as of now, is still up in the air. We don't know how much money SM have made off of Lucas's return to bubble, but I'm sure that's been a big indicator for them in predicting how his solo career will start off. Personally, I enjoy Lucas as an idol. He was always bright, positive, and charismatic, and fit in well with WayV, and I liked his voice in the albums. I've enjoyed Lucas's contributions in NCT, such as Make a Wish, which is legendary, and Resonance. If Lucas remains in SuperM, however, we will get to see some WayV and NCT interactions. Who knows if he'll pop up in a WayV or NCT TikTok challenge in the future, and vice versa. But what do you think?